Hi guys, it's Weta and I am back. I am making another flower out of leather scraps, and so I know this is a scrap and I still have some of this gray that is a scrap that I can get some petals out of, but I can't get the bigger ones. You know how I did this flower, and this has got the bigger. So they're all going to be kind of this size. And then I found, look how pretty, was in a scrap pile, but it's pretty good size. So I'm going to check with him before I cut that one up. But, and him being my husband, because these are his leather scraps. And it's a little harder to do, but I found out that the wonky leather really kind of made the flowers pretty. So yeah, that's what I'm working with and what I'm doing. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Here we go. I'm tracing the pattern that I made in the previous video where I made that other flower, and this is going to be a smaller flower. Again, I think 3 layers is good. I don't think any more. And if you watched the previous video, you saw where I didn't really like how this one came out when I used the opulence on it, and it was just me being impatient and not letting the layers dry, but I was impatient. So, not the product, there's no issues with the product itself, it would work quite well. And as I said in my previous video, this would work really well for felt flowers, doing the same kind of thing. The only thing is you couldn't use the finishes that I'm using, but man, if you had puffy paint or fabric paint, you could have a blast decorating. And this is just a pattern that I made on deli paper. Oh, there's a bad spot. I will cut that out, make sure it's not in the flower. And then you could also go nuts with sequins and that sort of thing on the felt. So you could have a blast making felt flowers. And I left my good scissors in the other room, so I will have to cut out of this. I think I got the stink eye from the raccoon when I turned the light on and went to the leather room, because I have to go. He can't get into the house, and he's on the screened-in back porch, which he always peels back wherever we put the screen, you know, replace the screen, fix the screen, block him. He finds a way to get in because it's a screened-in porch, and he can't get into the house. There used to be a cat door, or yeah, a cat door, and we've got that locked, so he can't come in, but he can get on that porch. And so I have to go right by that door to the back porch to get to the leather room where the scraps are. And I'm pretty sure he was giving me the stink eye when I turned the lights on so I could see where I was going. And I'm hoping the lights may have run him off. He's a good guy, I guess. He's been around for years. But it's just a little creepy to be sitting here in the house alone and hear him rummaging around on that screened-in porch. Not my favorite thing. Okay. This flower's pretty wonky. Kind of difficult to cut out too. It was wadded up and folded up. And good sources for leather scraps are old purses in thrift stores, if you can find them, and if they're not marked up outrageously, you can harvest them for the leather. I told you, our father-in-law gave us his old recliner that was leather so that we could get the leather off of it, and we have used recliner leather for a ton. The same thing goes with automobiles. If there are automobile seats that aren't, and I know that sounds strange, but these are all good sources to get a lot of leather very inexpensively. And I like the idea of using my husband's scraps or recycling leather for other projects. So there. There. Okay. So now I've got 3 petals, and I'm going to try something a little different this time. And again, this goes back to, use what you have. This can be done with vinyl as well. Probably maybe not the slick vinyl, but well, that's not true. You could do it with the slick vinyl. I don't know how well, you won't get that texture look, but there is some vinyl that has texture to it as well. So if you've got vinyl scraps around, then by all means try it. And again, use whatever materials you've got. You can even use acrylic paints. If I'm going to put acrylic paint on something that needs to be flexible, I usually use fabric medium and mix that in there with it. But if you're just putting a light coating on, it may be just fine. Again, use whatever you have around. And what I have around are some Gourd Master projects. I do gourd work, and this is a kind of a gunmetal gray, and it's a gel glaze. I'm sorry, I was pointing it to myself. It's a gel glaze, and I have some in amethyst as well as what they call Renaissance silver, which is, and then I've got Deco Art Elegant Finish metallic glaze in teal, and I have it in, well, I have it in a lot of, I've got this stuff in different colors, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with the kind of teal here or if I wanted to go with the kind of amethyst. And since I can't decide, I'm putting the gray aside. I'm going to put the Renaissance silver. Oh my gosh, if I can get it open. I'm not kidding, people. It seems to be... oh, wow. Not wanting to open. And I just stick my finger in, get some, and you just kind of rub it on. Totally different consistency than the lusters and everything else I was using earlier. So I don't know if I'm going to like this one or not. We will see. I don't like those spots in it. Out spot. Spots. We're not happy with spots. Okay, rubbing it in. Now I'm gonna, wow, set that aside. Get rid of that spot. There we go. And see what that looks like in a few minutes. And And now I have to make my decision on whether I want to go with purple or teal. Well, I want to do one in this gunmetal. I know that. I don't need that much. I just need... Come on. And this gel dries really quickly, which is sort of nice. Okay. Wellburn Gourd Farm in California is a source for a lot of my gourd products, and I'm not sure if they make these colors anymore, but they make a clear gel where you can add pigment to it. So any powdered pigment that you wanted to, you could mix up with that gel and get the color that you want. And I have been buying that because, as you can tell, it takes a while to go through this stuff. I mean, this is a big jar. So a big jar of this one color, that takes a while, and I'm probably going to put another coat on. But so I like having the little one, not the little one, but it's still a big jar, but I can put different colors in it. And I gotta open this back up. There we go. And this one looks like it needs stirring up. It's pretty liquidy, if you can see that. So whenever I'm watching a video by another YouTuber, my first thought is, if I don't have the product that they're using, my first question is, what can I use instead? What do I have that I can use? My next decision is, can I live without whatever product, I'm seeing? And sometimes that answer is, nope, can't do it. But generally, I do try to find a substitute first. Okay, so now this is giving a lot more coverage. It's not just sinking into the textured cracks, so I'm going to try to remove a little bit, but I like the color. I'm just getting a lot more coverage in this one. And this looks dirty. It just looks dirty. The ivory with the Renaissance silver just looks dirty. So let's do this. Not quite that much. Alright, I'm going to take... I'm using fingers that are not so liberally coated, and I'm trying to go through and remove there. That's much better. That's got a little bit of the Renaissance silver in it, and then it's got this teal green from the Deco Art jar. And this is just saturated with that, but that's okay. Maybe. Wipe off a little bit. I could probably get more off, but that's okay. What I do want is, I need to let that dry a little bit more. Do I? I think so. I may hit it with the heat gun. I'm going to hit all of them with the heat gun. And then put another coat, I think. And then I'll use my crocodile and those big, huge brads that I got in my recent haul. let's see, is my heat gun plugged in? Sometimes I unplug it when I've been doing encaustic work. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's hit this puppy again. Not literally hitting a puppy. That's... can't handle that. Okay. Get the color on. Flippy floppy thing. Okay, I think that's good. It's a better cut. Why not? Let's see. I like it. That tones it down, brings in that gunmetal gray. Oh yeah. And this is what mixed media is all about. Playing. Experimenting. And this just made me very happy. There we go. I love that. I do. Now, my hands are messy. Let's clean them off. So I don't want to pick it up and get color where I didn't mean to. Okay, so let me look at this. Is that good? I think that is. Okay. Alright, crocodile time. Roughly in the center, I hope. And again, roughly in the center, I hope. Roughly in the center, I hope. Okay. Now, looking at the brads, no. Oh, no. Not, no. No. I seem to be using all the gunmetal ones up. So I want to leave it that way. No, I don't. I don't like that. I really don't. I'm going to put a little bit of this gel on. And I've got it pretty much caked on there. and I'm going to dry it. Then I'm going to try to put some of the deco glaze in teal or whatever that is. So, oh, hot. Hot, hot. Okay. Okay. It's dry. It's hot. And let's put trying to separate again, aren't you? Let's put a little bit of this on. Or a lot. And kind of swirl it around. Remove some so that it's sort of mottled. M-O-T-T-L-E-D, in case I'm not pronouncing that very well and not enunciating. Oh no. No, no, no. No, I don't want you. Okay. Ooh, ooh. You'd think I'd learn. Okay. Gray. And then the teal and gray. And then the ivory and everything. And there we go. There is my second leather flower. So, and there's my first one. I probably am not done yet. I've got some more ivory here, I've got some more gray. But thank you for joining me, and have a great evening, or day, or night, or whatever. Bye.